Here, live. Okay. Good evening, guys. I'm gonna try to keep it down a little bit because I'm at a cafe. It's a friend of mine's cafe actually. I'm at Seven Coffee. I like to stop by here because they open late. I mean, all the other coffee shops they close around this time or 10:30, I think. So anyways, and it's also I went to school. I went to high school with the owner here. So if I'm gonna support anybody, might as well support somebody I know. But anyways. I'd like to talk about the power of the word no because actually I just got done replying to a few groomers. Thank you so much, by the way. I feel so incredibly lucky to be in this position that I'm in. Groomers actually trust me and they feel comfortable to contact me and email me with all sorts of questions about shears, about clipper vacs. These are just two emails I just recently emailed back asking about clippers. One was asking about clipper vac, one was asking. Anyways, but they also tell me their problems. They also open up to me and they tell me the things that they're struggling with. And I think maybe it's because I've opened up and talked about things that I struggled with. Maybe they feel comfortable talking to me about that. But I feel so lucky that I've always wanted to be that guy that people can trust and come to with their problems and we can talk, and feel safe. Patty says, "Hey June, what's up? I finally made it today." Well, I mean, I never really announced. I didn't know that I was gonna stream. I actually asked my friend. I was like, "Is it okay if I stream live?" And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead." I was like, "I get loud. I kind of get loud sometimes." I was like, "Don't get mad at me." Anyways, but yeah, I got the green light. So I was like, "All right, fine," because this is something I want to talk about because a lot of groomers struggle with this because I think that all of us deep down inside we're people pleasers. And so we get this anxiety. Even the thought of having to disagree with the client, or your boss, or another groomer that's got several years on you. They're much more experienced groomer than you are, and they're always telling you to do something, and to even think about telling them no, kind of starts our adrenaline starts pumping. So I wanted to talk about this because now that I've realized it literally empowers you. Like, no, 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 like, oh, no, oh, you want some of my time? Nope. Oh, you want some more time? No, it's just, it feels amazing. Oh, you want me to do that? No, you know, let's see here. Melly D says, "Hey, June, what is the brand of combs that you use? The ones with the nice handles?" Oh, Resco. That's called Resco, Resco. And you can go to resco.com or get it on Amazon. Funny thing about Resco, I'm not going to get into it. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should because, again, the power of saying no. Resco, that company, approached me a few times wanting me to work with them. And we were on good terms. They were sending me free combs. I was, promoting it for them. Great, right? I mean, it was very clear what the relationship was. But then they wanted me to come, and actually be like the face of their company and, go around to the different trade shows and stuff like that. And I felt like they're playing games with me, especially when it came down. I told them exactly what I wanted, and I told them I'm not playing games. So I appreciate if you don't play games with me. Then they started playing games. The crazy thing is I listened to this book called The Art of the Deal or something like that by the guy who started the business Top Serve or something like that. They were the agents for Michael Jordan, Patrick Ewing. They made some of the biggest deals in sports history. Okay, these were the agents. And he wrote a book about the art of negotiation and tactics that people use. And because I listened to the book and I was kind of fresh in my mind, I was like, surely they're not going to use these, kind of manipulative tactics on me. Surely they're not. I mean, I was sincere and honest, and I thought we had a sincere, honest conversation on the phone. I was like, surely they won't do these negotiation tactics on me. It's almost cheesy at this point, because and then I tested them. I just kept playing dumb because I was like, what? And and so I guess I just went along with it just to see if they'll push me off the cliff. I went to the edge of the cliff with them just to see if they'll push me off and just play dumb like I didn't know what was happening. And they literally tried to push me off the cliff. But the thing is, I was expecting it. I already listened to the book. I already knew the techniques. So I just told them, no, I don't want to work with you guys anymore. I'm not interested. No, the power of no. The thing is, I've never contacted them again, and I never will. And if they contact me, I don't think I'll ever respond back to them because I don't like that. I don't like it when people play games and they're dishonest and they're manipulative, deceitful. I don't like that. So when you act like that with me, not only will I talk about it in public, because I don't care about lawsuits and all that bullshit, because I'm just talking about the truth. I'm just saying what happened. If I'm not allowed to talk about what actually happened, you're going to try to sue me. I don't give a shit, honestly. So, yeah, I mean, that's just what happened, and I don't like them now. So, but I do use I do use that comb. It works nice, fine, but it's $80. Would I have purchased it? No. The only reason why I'm using it is because they sent it to me for free. So if you're gonna buy it, uh, yeah, buy it. I mean, I'm not gonna stop, but don't buy it because you think that I'm recommending it to you, or you think that you're gonna please me somehow by buying that comb. It's Buy it if you like it, but not because you think that I like it. I hope that's clear. Betty, what's up, Betty? Melly D says, I've honestly been tempted to email you a couple of times with questions, but I was always afraid of being annoying. Oh no, Melly, what? I feel bad because I take forever to reply back to people sometimes. And actually, the email today, even just a while ago, after I got my clients scheduled and everything, I'm still waiting on a few clients to email me back. But I started going down the emails of people who had emailed me questions. One lady asked me if I knew a groomer for her Great Pyrenees out in California, Los Angeles. For a Great Pyrenees, the situation, I was like, unfortunately, I don't, but she emailed me that like a couple weeks ago. So I don't even know if she even wants to hear back from me at this point. Maybe she's upset, but I emailed her back just a few minutes ago and told her, unfortunately, I don't know anybody, but I did tell her about the idea. I was like, hey, now what I've decided to do is my weekends where I'm off and I don't have anything planned those weekends, I have those weekends free anyways, right? So I could just do whatever I want to do. So I was like, I want to travel, right? So if you're willing to pay for my plane ticket and my hotel, then I will pay for the Uber. I'll pay for my own food. I'll pay for my own costs that I incur during the trip there because I might want to go sightseeing. And I will groom your Great Pyrenees. I told her I won't even charge you for it as long as I'm allowed to film it and stream it live on YouTube because I'm there for the story. How much would I be willing to pay for a story like that? I'd be willing to pay a lot, maybe in the thousands. So rather than pay for that, for them to pay for my trip, my travel costs, perfect. I'm not looking, because my mom even yesterday, she was like, why would you not charge? You're going out there, you're spending your time, your work. And I was like, but the people are spending money too. They're spending money on my plane ticket and my hotel. They're spending money too. It's an investment on both parts, And she was like, but they're the one asking you to come and help and stuff. And she was like, that's just not smart, you got to charge at least $120. And I was like, Mom, it's like $120 is nothing to me now. Like, I mean, it's not nothing, of course, but I was like, $120. I'd pay more than that. I would pay more than that for the story, for that experience, to get to meet that person, to get to try to see if I can overcome this challenge with this dog, and film it and have that content on my YouTube channel, and also have that story to tell, teach, use that as examples for my students later in the future when I open my school. I was like, Mom, you got to look at the big picture. The $120, like charging extra $120 is not the point. It's not about what you get. It's about who you become. Because success is not something that you chase. It's not something you pursue. It's something that you attract by the person you become. David T, hey, just walked in the door. Good timing again, I guess. Yeah, man. I mean, what other show is on right now? Shoot, you gotta watch this. I mean, who else is on? I was kidding. Let's see, Pudster 95. Nice. How's it going today? Pretty good. I had a very busy day. Toastmasters. I almost missed the Toastmasters meeting, but I made it on time. I was the timer today. I mean, I love going to, it's like the highlight of my week, going to Toastmasters. Not Owen Benjamin. Ed Sheeran loves you. Oh my goodness. Well, I love Ed Sheeran. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Ed Sheeran. I found a boy for me. His name is Ed Sheeran, and boy, he's sexy. Anyways, Grooms by Nicole. Hey, what's up, Grooms by Nicole? Melly D. Honestly, I just looked at their prices, and my $11 Andes cones works just fine. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. It's like, okay, I'm not even gonna go there because I don't know how to talk about that kind of stuff without getting negative, and where your focus goes, energy flows, and I don't want to focus on that. So moving on. Daisy like the flower. Good evening, everyone. What's up, Daisy like the flower? But really, you just need to say good evening to me. I mean, everyone else, who cares, right? Say no. I was kidding. The power of no, right? I was kidding. Um, Not Owen Benjamin said, and this is not Owen Benjamin. Okay, so Owen Benjamin is someone out somewhere out there. Tonight I don't know, maybe he's having dinner, a late dinner, maybe in bed. But this is not Owen Benjamin that we're talking to. Okay, just to make that clear. The real Owen Benjamin is somewhere else. So not Owen Benjamin says, I know what's going on down over there. Wink, wink. Watch it be a great dog. Aha. For a second there, Owen Benjamin, I thought you were going into the Moana song. Like, I know what's going on, But anyways, that's just me wishful thinking. I was about to bust out in the Moana song. David T says, the opportunity could be worth way more than $100. It has self-investment value worth more. Exactly. It's for the story, right? I mean, who cares about the money, right? I mean, not who cares, but it's like, I think sometimes we miss some of the greatest experiences and opportunities in our lives because we stop and we ask ourselves, who's going to pay me for this? How am I going to get paid for this? Let me figure that out first. And so I think we miss out on some of the best, incredible experiences that we could ever have, the greatest learning experiences of our lives, the greatest moments of growth. We miss it because we stop and we ask ourselves, how am I going to get paid for this? Everybody wants to go after their dreams, but they want to know how they're going to get paid while they do it. It's like, you're not, nobody gets paid to go after their dreams. No one says, you're doing this for your family, aren't you? You're such a great guy. Wow. We know your heart. We can see your intentions. Wow. You just want to help people, don't you? Okay. We're going to make you successful. Here's all my money. No, nobody does that. Nobody cares. So when you're going for your dreams, you have to be willing to just do it, right? Do it for the journey, do it for the experience, do it for what it'll make of you. Then when you become the kind of person who is indispensable, like Seth Godin says, a linchpin, an artist, someone that shows up to try to make a difference, not just try to make a paycheck. Let's see here. Pauline, hi June. What is your email? It's junethegroomer at gmail.com. Junethegroomer at gmail.com. Would you groom my dogs for free when you're in Boston? I would, but I'm only staying there for a day. So I'm flying in Saturday afternoon, and then I'm leaving Sunday afternoon. So I'm only gonna have that Saturday to try to get the groom complete. And I'm thinking that we're gonna go on a walk. I mean, and I don't really know, but just kind of just some ideas that I have in my head. I want to take a walk with the dog, and try to get him comfortable just walking with me because, like Cesar Milan says, birds fly, fish swim, dogs walk. That's the way they have. It's like having a long conversation with someone. Except that's how dogs do it. They walk together. So I want to walk with them, maybe go to a pet shop, buy some home tools, do some activities that are not grooming related, because the more shared activities, just like any friendship, the more shared activities, the closer the bond becomes. So then I'll have some rapport, I'll have some trust established, and then I can try to, groom the dog. And he will still probably be aggressive that first meeting because it's the first date, no matter how nice the dinner and the movie, sometimes when you make that move, and then you do like that, you try to cup or something, you know what I'm saying? Not just the shoulder, but you kind of, sometimes you get slapped. Okay, it's the first date. You move too, and I'm sorry for being crude like that, but it kind of is like that. So maybe wait till the third date, right? To bust that move, right? Maybe on both sides like that. Oh, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Maybe I should have used a better example. Okay, I admit that. First of all, let me just apologize for that horrible analogy. But what I'm trying to say is that that first time that I groom him may not really work out great for me. Um, so yeah, I can't promise that I'm gonna have time to do anything other than focus on Raul's dog Teddy that day. But maybe what we could do is schedule another weekend where you can fly me out there. Oh, you're trying to piggyback off of Raul's ticket. You're trying to catch the same cab. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Molly. Okay, so Amanda says, "Hey, what's up, June?" I mean, she says, "Hey, June." I said, "Hey, what's up, Amanda?" Amanda Elizabeth. Cheetah Karina says, "Good evening from Oregon." Wow, Oregon. June, I got some good news today. My manager is hoping to send me to grooming school in a couple of weeks. Nice. Just had to share. Love. Awesome. Great news. You're gonna have, you know what? If you're not comfortable sharing, maybe you can email me what your thoughts are on the grooming school when you start going. Your real thoughts, your genuine feedback, and I can just keep it anonymous, even not even say your name. Just say this person feels this way about this grooming school. Because there are a lot of grooming schools out there, and I didn't even know this until a bunch of groomers started telling me this. But there are a lot of grooming schools out there. It's just not worth the time or the money. A lot of groomers told me they feel ripped off. So I mean, let's start exposing them, right? Tell me the name of the school, tell me the name of the instructors and all of that, and I'll keep your name anonymous and I'll just call them out, you know? And then if any legal problems happen, I'll just say, I'll just say it came to me as a revelation, and during one of my meditation sessions, shoot, I was meditating, and boom, the name of your school popped up. I did some Google reviews, and they suck, and so I called you out. I'll just say that. Let's see here. David T. Jude, I'm going to email you tonight or in the morning, but you can take 3 weeks to look at it. And David T, for you, buddy, I'm going to take 3 months just for you because you're so special to me. The special people, usually I put in the backseat. Okay. Some people would probably accuse me of that, but I don't think so. Anyways, here's the thing. A lot of people call me hot and cold. And I am. I'll admit that. I'm very hot and cold. I'm super excited and eager, and I don't hide that. And when I'm happy to meet with somebody and I'm happy to be with someone, I don't hide that well. And so sometimes it rubs them the wrong way, and I can tell that some people are just like, oh, he's kind of he's trying too hard, and so I can feel them pulling away a little bit. But then usually that causes me to pull away. I'm like, oh, okay, you don't really want to hang out with me? That's cool, and I pull away. But then when I pull away and then they start to contact me again, I'm like, well, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. I wanted to, but when I wanted to, you thought I was a fool, so I don't want to hang out with you anymore. And so I'm very cold now. And so that's what happens. And also the people that I care about, I want them to know I care about them. So I treat them very differently. I'm very nice and overly giving, and I try to make sure if they call me or text me and I'm very busy, I will at least shoot them a text back. Hey, I'm really busy right now. I can't talk or something. And because I want them to know they're important to me. But people who I don't like, I'm very cold towards, and I'll just admit that I am very cold towards them because I don't want to waste their time or mine. I don't even want to miss a single moment of my time because my time is so priceless and precious, and so is theirs. And so I don't want to waste a single moment of their time either, leading them on, misleading them, giving them the wrong impression that I actually like them, but I don't. And I realize it's okay to not like everybody. I'm not required to be some saint, some Jesus Christ, that I have to love everybody and like everybody and be nice to everybody. Says who? I don't have to be nice to everybody and I don't have to like everybody. And if that makes me a bad person, I'm okay with that. At least I like myself. And sometimes when I have to act nice to somebody that I don't like, I actually go home not liking myself. Isn't that interesting? To avoid not looking bad, to avoid looking like a bad guy, to try to look like a nice guy, I'm going to act nice to somebody and be fake, and then go home hating myself because I actually don't like that person. No, I would rather just say, you know what? I don't like you. I don't like the way you look. I don't like anybody that looks like you, and I don't like anybody that reminds me of you. right? At least we're clear now. They go their way, I go my way. We're clear. We don't waste each other's time anymore. I know, like maybe I'm a bad guy. Let's see here. Where was I? Everybody's like unsubscribing. um, Betty, what's up, Betty? David T. I listened to this podcast. The host is Jordan Harbinger, and just a few weeks ago, Caesar was a guest. Wow, on it, and was a fantastic. Caesar's always a fantastic listen. I mean, Caesar is a much more noble guy than me. Holy cow! When I listen to Caesar and the way he answers some of his questions, especially about the people who hate on him, they ask him a question like, "So Caesar, recently so and so said that you are a dog abuser and that you should be put behind bars, especially some of the videos that have surfaced. You know, you kicking the dog and punching the dog. They're saying that you are a despicable human being. What do you say to that, Caesar?" And he'll say something like, and totally calm, just, it's like this peace about him. You could see it. He doesn't even get rattled. If somebody said that to me, my face would already start turning red, and you would see it on my face. I'm a horrible poker player. I would get irritated. I would get mad. Upset. Like, how dare they say that about me, right? Caesar Milan is not like that. He's like, I will have to respectfully disagree. I understand everybody has a different way, and that's their opinion. I respect that, and I will try my best not to, be like that in the future or something. Like, he's just totally like accepting, understanding. He never tries to defend himself, and he never attacks them, and that is something that I need to work on. Pauline, very cool, huh? Understandable. Cheetah Karina, I could definitely do that. I'm very nervous, but I cannot afford the alternative. Right now I'm doing it through PetSmart. Okay. I'll grab your email. Jay Chung. Hi June. I haven't caught you in a while. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. Oh my god, Jay Chung. Oh my god, I'm grooming. I don't want to say it. At this point, when people ask me like, "Hey June, how's everything going?" Like, I almost feel like I have to talk about my separation with my divorce with my wife that I'm going through right now. It's like I almost want to talk. I almost feel like I have to talk about something that's not really going great because other than emotionally right now, me missing my kids, my daughters, and me wanting them to be with me. There's stuff going on in the background where I'm emotionally, I have some challenges to deal with right now. But as far as financially and my business wise, oh my god. I just I feel uncomfortable talking about it at this point. Just like now, I know that when I joke around about how good looking I am, it makes people uncomfortable, and it makes me feel uncomfortable now because I don't know if you guys will believe me now because I still don't see it. I'm looking at my face right now in the screen here. I still don't see it. I still don't know. I don't know what people are talking about. I don't see what people are seeing when they say that I'm so cute or I'm so handsome or sexy. Whatever they're saying, I'm so attractive. I honestly don't see it. Maybe because I've always grown up with this image, this self-image of myself as being this unattractive fat kid because everybody called me that and everybody made fun of. It's like at the Bible college down in Florida that I went to. There's maybe a dozen students, total in the whole school, maybe 12 students, right? I was the one that was made that was picked on at that school. Isn't that crazy? There was another guy that had big, thick glasses, and he dressed like a freaking nerd. And he looked like the kind of kid that would get picked on. He even picked on me. He even joined in and called me Chumpy. And one time he even, what did he say? He was like, June, you are, he was like, what did he say? He was like, you are incompetent fool. That's what he said. Oh my God, because he kept repeating it because he's like, June the incompetent fool. June the incompetent fool. And I was like, I'm at a Bible college. Do I flip my shit right now? Do I fuck him up? Because I'm at a Bible college and I'm supposed to be studying about Jesus. Like, what am I supposed to do? So I go to my room and start praying and like, God, please take this fire out of my heart. Please take this fire out of my chest. I don't want to hate this guy. I don't want to punch his face in. Please, like, he's a nerd. He's a nerd and he's making fun of me. All these nerds are making fun of me. Like, oh my God, like, please help me. And it's like your prayers just hit the ceiling and come right down. It's almost like God saying, Chumpy. It's like, oh my God, God's even calling me Chumpy. Like, it was just really, really tough. So all I'm saying is like, I don't even know how I got into all of that. I'm just saying, like, I'm through. I'm done. I'm done trying to please people. Oh yeah, about being good looking. So I don't see what everyone's seeing, but I do understand now that it's gotten to the point where some people do consider me attractive, right? I I went out the other night to have some dinner just by myself. I sat at the bar by myself. I was getting hit on. I mean, I was flirting back, of course. I was just joking back and forth, and I was having a great time. But this lady gave me her number, and I was like, I can't call her. That would be leading her on. I mean, it's like I felt bad even taking her number because I didn't want to be rude and say I don't want your number. But then I felt like to call her would be even worse, right? That would make me a worse guy because. But that's the thing is like I'm starting to realize, okay, people think that I'm good looking, so I can't joke about that now, right? Same thing with being famous. I used to joke around about, oh, when you're famous like I am, and I still make that mistake. I still slip a few times and joke about how famous I am. I realize now I can't do that because people might think I'm serious and it gets uncomfortable. Same thing with my business right now. Um, yeah, I'm doing fantastic, really well right now, incredibly well, and I feel like when I talk about it, it makes people feel uncomfortable. I can see it sometimes. And some people, I don't know. I don't know if I want to call it envy or uh, maybe upset, maybe anger, because I do everything wrong. Let's just admit it. I do everything wrong. I bounce around. I'm not poised and controlled. Even today at the Toastmasters meeting, several times people were like, "Hey June, calm down. Like calm down," because I. And so they're just like, June, calm down. You're at the Toastmasters meeting. I guess we're supposed to be more reserved, more professional. But I'm just like, blah, blah, blah. I'm just busting jokes, during the meeting. And so, um, but still, like, yeah, I just realized, like, I gotta tone it down, I guess. But it's tough. It's tough. And I don't know. I just feel like maybe sometimes people are upset with me because they're like, you failed your business. You failed another business. You went out west and failed. Now you failed the marriage. Now, you're just a failure. You fail at everything. You're supposed to be a failure. You're not supposed to be doing well, June. Like, you're not even supposed to be happy. Like, you're supposed to be miserable and poor and a loser. Like, and then I think maybe some people who knew me ever since I was a kid, I think they're upset because I'm breaking out of the mold. You know, I'm not the person that they knew and that they're used to and they're comfortable with. Now I'm a different person. And I think it's making a lot of people that I used to know very uncomfortable. But I don't care. What am I supposed to do? Not try to be the best person I can be for them so they're more comfortable with me and just stay a loser? And I know I'm a loser. That's the thing. I think that maybe what's pissing people off is the fact that they see that I'm admitting and accepting the fact that I'm a loser. I'm not denying it. I'm not trying to argue and say I'm not a loser. I'm saying, yeah, I'm a freaking loser. You know, I fail, and it takes me a lot longer to get things than a lot of other people. It takes me a lot more tries than other people, and I've lost all my life. You know, I've lost girls to other guys who I felt like weren't, as and I've lost jobs and positions and opportunities to other people who I felt like weren't that as qualified and didn't try as hard because they knew people, they had the right connections or their parents had more money. And it's like all of these things just felt so unfair to me. But yeah, I don't know. Let me just finish to get this. Okay. Go says hello from Bosnia. Wow, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Sorry. Daisy like the flower. I have not been to any grooming school. I started as an apprentice, and now I take my own grooms. Where is that? Where is it? Where I live? Now I take my own grooms, still under my boss, who is also a groomer. She just checked them over and lets me know what I need to do. Okay. Work on. Oh no. Lets me know what I need to work on. So far, it's been okay, but I want to learn more. Awesome. I love that attitude, that hunger to want to learn. Never be satisfied with how much you know. Always want to learn more. I think that's what keeps us an artist. That's what keeps us curious, and engaged. Okay, Melly D. I went to quote unquote grooming school through PetSmart, and it was okay. Luckily, I had a really great mentor who actually taught me things. Nice. They make all the difference, right? That one person, that one right person that just happens to be there. It's usually never the facility or the organization. It's usually one person that just stands out. That one teacher in that school. It wasn't the school. It was that one teacher that usually made the difference. Okay, let's see here. They teach speed because for them it's quantity over quality. Exactly. And I hate that. Let me just be honest. I hate that. I despise that term, time is money. I think there's never been a more untrue statement ever uttered in the history of humankind than that phrase right there. Time is money. How That's bullshit. I'm sorry I'm using such a strong word, but I want to paint a very strong colored line right there so that it grabs your attention. Time is money equals bullshit, okay? Because time is not money, all right? Time is not money. If time was money, then yeah, I would charge for every hour, of my time, and I would charge for the trip and everything. Time is not money. Time is so much more precious than money. You can go out and spend your money at a strip club one night. Just make it rain, right? And you'll be broke. Guess what? You can go to work and just make more money back, right? You can make more than that back, anytime. Time is something different. That time you spent at that strip club, you'll never get that back. That time wasted. Because what did you really get? You got nothing. You got a heart on, maybe. But other than that, you got excited for a little bit. But other than that, it's fleeting. Those women don't care about you. They care about your money. And it was for nothing. And then you go home, and now you got to go to work on yourself. Okay, I'm just saying, like that time. It's like I just feel like, wow, so much of my time that I've wasted. Just drinking with my friends, talking about bullshit. Just like, wow, I'll never get that time back. But hey, rather than regret, take the lesson from that. I've done that, and I realize now that there's not a lot of benefit in those kinds of meetings, and spending your time that way with your friends, bullshitting, talking shit about people, talking bad about someone, so and so. All of that shit is a waste of time. Seriously. Gossiping. You know what gossiping is? It's like go sip on some poison, because when you're talking bad about somebody and you're talking shit about them, you're literally creating that shit inside of you so it can spew out of your mouth. And so you're creating that poison inside of you first in order to spit it out. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with shit before, but shit stinks and it sticks to you. So when you create that shit inside of you and it comes out of your mouth, you're going to start smelling shitty too. It rubs off. So all I'm saying is that just think about, my time is so precious. My time is so priceless. What is the best use of my time right now? Is it really sitting here talking shit about someone? Is it really trying to go and have sex with a random person and get STDs? Is it really trying to impress these people who probably don't really even care about me? I don't think that that's a good use of my time. And then I'm not going to do that. Okay, so then if my time really is priceless and so precious, then what should I do with my time? Okay, well then maybe I should sit down and maybe take a step back and plan how I'm going to spend my time. Write in your journal, write things down, your goals, like, okay, so I'll just read this because just as an example, little goals I put here. This was back in January of last year. It says 2018 goals, and I didn't do any of these. So, but at least, okay, so for example, I put write out a grooming presentation and contact local libraries to give free grooming workshops. I did not do that, but I did do a free grooming workshop at the paw stand. But I'm glad I wrote that down because I actually forgot about that. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to, you know what though? I don't know if I can do that now because the only times I have free are a few weekends, like Saturdays or Sundays, and I don't think that's gonna be a good use of my time. So maybe that goal I'm gonna have to scratch out. And by traveling to different states and helping people who have problem dogs, and sharing that, maybe that would kind of be like free workshops on YouTube instead of libraries. So it would be worldwide for anybody, not just people at the local libraries. So maybe it'll work out better that I don't do that goal. Um, move into our own place. Okay, so that's kind of changed now because the situation has changed. Make promo videos for Atlanta Pet Fair and Super Zoo. That's changed. That situation has completely changed. I mean, we'll see. The only reason why I wanted to make promo videos for the Atlanta Pet Fair and Super Zoo was because I wanted to keep elevating the industry. I wanted to keep making videos that made groomers look like rock stars, like artists. Like really make them showcase the skill, the style, the artistry in grooming. That's what I wanted to do and make videos like that. So to show the world that groomers are not just dirty dog washers. We're actually skilled artists. Um, so we'll see. I may go back to that and reconsider. Get down to 215 pounds. Oh my God, I am at 225, so I'm 10 pounds away. I'm 10 pounds away from my target there. Publish a grooming book. Okay, yeah, working on that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, so that, like, for example, sitting down and writing that list of goals for me was a much better use of my time that night than hanging out with my friends getting drunk. Because if I hung out with my friends and got drunk that night, I still probably wouldn't have any recollection of what happened that night, and I wouldn't have any good lessons or stories or anything to take from that night. By sitting down and writing those goals at night, now I can look back on it even today, just now. You saw it. I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot about that. It helps. Now I actually have something I can go back and reconsider, revise, rework. That was a much better use of my time that night than going and getting drunk with my friends. You see what I'm saying? Um, let's see here. David T, I know you care about me, Buffy. Oh, I know you care about me. Buffy said you were crying about me not catching your lies a couple days and you were devastated inside. Oh, did she tell you that? Buffy, oh my goodness. She was supposed to keep that between us, actually. Disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Disappointed. Some people you just can't trust with the secret. I'm kidding. Yeah, did she tell you that I sobbed? Did she describe it that way? Not just devastated. I was crushed. My soul was crushed. I was sobbing. I was kidding. Shaking. My whole body was trembling. Daisy like the flower. So I've been looking at going to a grooming school, still on the fence. Yeah, I mean, from what I've heard from several California, New Jersey, there was a groomer from Indiana. There's a groomer. Oh my God, a groomer from Croatia. Okay, so from what I can gather, the evidence that I'm gathering so far from real groomers who are too afraid to speak out because they don't want to attract the attention of the people that taught them and the big names and stuff, and they don't want to be blacklisted, I guess. So they're scared, so they talk to me. And here's what I'm getting, the feeling that I'm getting these days. Grooming schools want your money. Next question. Melody D. Cheetah Karina. As someone who went through PetSmart, take it upon yourself to watch lots of videos on YouTube and stuff to continue to learn. Yes, and go to trade shows, take their workshops, take the classes at the trade shows. PetSmart will only teach you certain things. Yeah, PetSmart will teach you to be a fast groomer. And I've decided long time ago, pretty much when I started, I decided, yeah, no. The power of saying no. No, I'm not going to be a fast groomer. I don't want that. When I was first learning, the lady that was teaching the owners there, she was so like just hot and cold. I mean, you want to talk about hot and cold? I mean, I guess because I recognize it because I'm hot and cold too. You want to talk about hot and cold? She's hot and cold, right? And I just started getting fed up with it towards the end. I mean, the way they were treating me and the way her husband was talking to not just me, but other groomers, making other groomers cry, hitting the dogs, really being rough with the dogs. I had enough. So I got to the point where I was just sick of it, and I was just dragging. And I'm not like that. When I'm at work, I'm sweating. I'm just flying. And why do you think they didn't schedule anybody else when I was working on Mondays? When when their grooming salon was closed, they had another location, a pet hotel, huge pet hotel, like hundreds of runs in there. I was the only person that would be on schedule for Monday all day long, from open to close. I would be the only tech running around the whole place. And usually every other day they had shifts, 3 in the morning, 3 at night. You know? Why do you think that they, and I even asked, why can't you schedule more people when I'm on Monday? They're like, because you can handle it. It's like, the fuck? That's not a good reason. I'm handling it because I have to, because I don't have anybody else here with me. So I'm running around handling everything. But I mean, I could use a little help here, Like, what the fuck? So they were that kind of people. And so, yeah, towards the end, I remember she was, because she always would walk by and she goes, "I'll let you do this one. I'll let you do this one." And then I'm like working on that, shaving it. "When you're done, I'll let you do that one." Just the wording, I'll let you, not could you help me? Could you do that one? Because at this point, they weren't training me. They're having me just shave dogs down. They were calling it training, right? And so finally, I had enough. And so she comes into the room. I'm working on a Cavalier, I'm like driving out a Cavalier and everything. She was like, "When you're done, I'll let you do this one." I was like, "No, it's okay." The power of no, the power of saying no. I was like, "No, it's okay." And she was, "What?" I was like, I said, "No, it's okay. You don't have to let me do that one. It's okay. I don't want to do it." And she was like, and you could tell she's just like, her brain is like, "What do I do?" And she just stood there for a moment. She goes, "I need you to do that one." I said, "Oh, you need me to?" Because that's very different than "you'll let me," because I don't want to do it. And so if you're letting me do it, then I'm okay. I'm cool. You don't have to let me do shit. I even said that. I was like, "You don't have to let me do shit." And then she was like, "Well, I need you to." I was like, "Okay, well then say that. You need me to." Okay. And I was like, "Let's be clear here. You need me to do that. And so I'm doing it because you need me to. Okay. Don't make it seem like you're doing me a favor. I'm doing you the favor." And then she was like, and then after that day, she came by and she was like, it's getting really hard to work with you." And I was like, "Yeah, it's getting really hard to work with you guys too." And then that's when we had the conversation. And then, one thing led to another. And I told her, like, I actually feel bad for you. You have to live with that guy, her husband. And then when I was walking out, she was like, "This is how you repay us. We try to teach you and guide you, and this is how you repay us." She's like, "You're gonna end up," I was like, I turned around before I opened the door. I stopped because that pissed me off. I turned back around. I looked at her. I was like, "Linda, there will always be another Animal House. You know, you'll never find another June the Groomer." And I meant it at that time. I realized I was very arrogant, but I was angry and I was upset and I was emotional. And I wanted to let her know, I just wanted to let her have it before I walked out the door. Anyways, yeah, anybody who beats up animals and treats them badly, you're a piece of shit. Seriously, you're a piece of shit. Jay Chung, you don't have to say anything you're uncomfortable with, but all the best wishes. Thank you, Jay Chung. Chai latte. I love chai. Okay, Groomers by Nicole. In this industry, you have to take responsibility for your own education, no matter what school you go to. If you have the passion and dedication to seek out how to further your own education beyond what school teaches, you'll be just fine. Melody, Jody Murphy has amazing continuing education videos. Her book is also fantastic. Nice shameless plug for Jody D on my slide. I was kidding, dude. I'm kidding, Melly. They are good videos, actually. Cheetah Karina, Melly, thank you so much for your advice. I have definitely. Oh shoot, where was I? What? Oh my goodness, all of these comments. Okay, I've definitely been doing my homework. I understand that PetSmart teaches you how not to get sued. and I don't care. Sue me. I don't care. Our favorite groomer. Oh, June, I forgot to mention the other day. I have noticed the troll that was always stalking you recently is on Amy's page. Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do, right? I actually banned him and blocked him from my page because I just where your attention goes, energy flows. And for the longest time, I just allowed it. I was like, you know what, whatever. He's harmless, But It's irritating and it's annoying and he's obnoxious, so I just banned him. Oh, you know what though? He's a record setter. He's the very first person I've ever banned from my channel. Congratulations. Cheetah Karina says June is one of my June is one of my constant homework assignments. I am. I watch tons of videos, and I'm hoping to volunteer for a local shelter to get some more experience. Okay, and Cheetah Karina, just to give you a little warning, what I'm finding out by contacting rescues and trying to work with rescues and offer them free grooming services, and at this point, they have no excuse. It's not like I'm some newbie groomer that might hurt their dogs. I'm pretty well established now. They have no reason to doubt me, and I'm offering my services for free. Guess what? Nobody's interested. Nobody's calling me back. Nobody's replying me, because I feel like rescue shelters, they just need your money. And maybe that's not really a bad thing. I mean, I'm trying to look at it in a good way. It's like, maybe what it is that they don't really need me to come whenever I need to go, whenever I have time. Maybe they need a groomer that's on call for emergency. When a dog comes in, they need that groomer to come now, so maybe that's what it is. And also, money will probably do more immediate good for the rescue shelter than trying to volunteer your time and because then when you try to set that up, grooming for free for them, somebody from that rescue who's volunteering their time has to now set that up and has to go through the whatever paperwork and whatever filing and stuff that they need to do to make sure that all their liabilities and stuff is covered on their end. Then that person has to make themselves available for whenever you're available and all of that. So I'm looking at it like, wow, maybe I'm asking too much of the rescue shelters because they are busy and and it's mostly volunteers, right? And so unless I'm willing to offer my time as an on-call whenever you need groomer and be able to be there whenever they call me, then maybe I shouldn't really expect anything from them either. If I'm not willing to give that, So all I'm offering is my services for free when I'm available, whenever I can do it. And I don't think that is very fair with the rescue shelter. So I understand. And I feel like maybe if I really do want to help the rescue shelter, and I'm not saying in a bad way, maybe if I really want to help the rescue shelters, maybe donating money to them is really the best and fastest way that I can help them. But I'm only telling you that, Cheetah Karina, so you won't get discouraged. When you start contacting rescue shelters, just know that these are all volunteers, and they probably have so much other stuff to do and so many other people contacting them. And just to be real, if I'm a volunteer, I don't have a lot of time because I got another job that I'm working at, and I'm looking through the emails and I see one that says like, oh, I'm a groomer and I want to help you with grooming. I would probably skip over that one and click on one that's saying I'm interested in donating some money or I'm interested in helping, by I want to adopt this pet, because those I think take a little bit more priority, and they have thousands of emails probably coming in. So just be understanding about that. Unless you know somebody in the rescue shelter that can actually get you connected and get you a sit-down meeting, like a conversation with the person running the rescue organization, it's really tough. And even then, it's really tough. Even when you have a person to connect you, even if you have someone on the inside, it's like it's still very tough to get everything organized and put together to line up. So yeah, I know in previous videos, that's what I was suggesting, like, hey, contact these rescue shelters and offer. It just seems like I'm not the only one that's running into this. A lot of groomers have been telling me that they're running into the same problem. You would think that these rescue shelters be like, oh, great, free grooms. Just not the case. At least from what I'm seeing, what I'm personally experiencing, and from what I'm hearing. I have yet to have a single groomer contact me and say, oh yeah, I contacted rescue and they contacted me right back and I'm grooming their dogs for them and I'm getting lots of experience and everything's great. I've never gotten an email like that yet. Not that it won't ever come, but I'm still waiting. Melly D, how not to get sued. That is so true. Honestly though, PetSmart was a great place to get that awkward first year of grooming out of the way. You can look at it as like a community college, get your general studies out the way. Your haircuts will improve a lot after that. After getting over the initial fear and anxiety. Cheetah Karina says definitely. Melly D, Just don't get discouraged. If anyone is putting any pressure on you for any reason, just tell June and he'll call them out. I will. I will. And here's the crazy thing. I didn't think that my words actually mattered. I didn't think that my words had any weight to them. I didn't think that I had any influence on anybody. I didn't think I was important. Come to find out, the things I say actually do get back to the people that I talk about. And they get upset and they contact me. And a lot of times it doesn't end well. But sometimes, like with Joey Villani, sometimes we work it out. We are able to hash it out and come to an understanding, you know? But at least I got an explanation as to what happened at the World Dog Expo, you know? I mean, and they just brushed it off like nothing happened. Like it didn't matter. It didn't matter that groomers were tucked down in the parking garage, like they were embarrassed of us or something, when they actually got all these groomers from all over the world to come, you know, promising us that they were going to put us front and center, that they were going to make grooming the spotlight. What spotlight? You know, some of the floodlights that were down there. Is that what you're talking about? And here's the thing. I thought it was one lady that tripped and fell and hurt her knee. It wasn't just one. It was several now. Now that after I talked about it on the stream, several people contacted me and told me that it wasn't just one. And here's the thing. People laugh. Oh, a groomer fell and hurt her knee. You know, she tripped over a wire and hurt her knee. So what? Big deal. It's not. So what? Tony Ferguson. For those of you guys who don't follow the UFC, mixed martial arts, Tony Ferguson was scheduled to fight Khabib for a championship fight, their most recent, matchup. Just before the fight, this is after they weighed in, they made weight. This is after everything. They were gonna literally fight like the next day after a press event, after a press conference. Tony Ferguson was walking away. He tripped over the wires that were on the floor, taped to the floor. He tripped over them, fell, broke his knee, like hurt his knee, damaged his knee enough to where he had to go to the hospital and he missed the fight. He had to pull out of the championship fight. And people laughed. He tripped over a wire and now he's pulling out of the fight. Oh, everybody laughed. No, they showed x-rays. It's a pretty big deal. He missed out on millions of dollars, a huge payday, because he tripped over a wire and hurt his knee. Now laugh at that groomer that tripped over the wire and that hurt her knee. Let me see you laughing now. You know, it's a pretty big deal. A guy missed out on $1 million paycheck, multi-million-dollar paycheck, because he tripped over a wire on concrete and hurt his knee. We were down in the basement. It was concrete. A lady tripped over the wires and she hurt her knee. Not just one. Now say it's not a big deal. Now say it's not a big situation. You know, but at least I got an explanation from Joey, and I understand now what the situation was. I know they didn't do it on purpose. I thought they did, and that's what made me so upset. I thought they tricked us. I thought they were being deceitful. I thought it was an obvious cash grab attempt, you know, and it was disgusting to me. But now that I know the circumstances behind that they were shown different plans. They were shown a different design than what actually happened, and they didn't know what to do. They just ran with it. They tried to make the best show that they could with what they had. I understand. But what would have been nice is an explanation after that show. That would have been nice, so that there wouldn't have been this misunderstanding, because I'm sure I'm not the only groomer that felt that way. I'm pretty sure that groomer that hurt her leg, I bet you she probably has even stronger feelings than I did. Cheetah Karina, no, Jay Chung, don't forget to be your own best friend. I'm hearing you say you are a loser or ugly, but I can't imagine you saying that to a friend. Oh my goodness. Wow, Jay Chung, be good to yourself. I never considered that. Wow. Yeah, I would never talk to a friend like that. If anything, if a friend was talking like that about himself, I would actually be the one like, dude, don't say that about yourself. You're a good-looking guy, yeah, that's wow. Thank you, Jay Chung. That really helps. That really helps. It's like an aha moment right there. Wow. Cheetah Karina, right now, the biggest thing I need to work on is the subject of this video. I need to learn to say no. Exactly. Just say no. Okay, so this email came in. Oh, I deleted it. And this guy, hey, we saw your YouTube videos. We love it. We have this fill in the blank, and our company is called this, and we're this and that, and we'll pay you this much, like, no, I'm not interested. Oh, one person sent me an email. They were saying like, we want to send you this, pet grooming table. This new, and it's like, we'll send it to you for free if you're willing to put a review on it on your YouTube channel. And so I emailed them back. I told them, they're like, are you interested? That was the question. Are you interested? So I wanted to answer the question. I replied back, I'm interested only if I'm allowed to give an honest review and there's no gimmicks. And I said, if I'm allowed to say whatever I want and there's no gimmicks involved, then I'm interested. It's a free table, right? I mean, why not? Why wouldn't I be interested? So then they email me back. Oh, okay. Here's the requirements. We need you to put a 5-star review on Amazon and all this stuff and everything. I was like, what about no gimmicks and I can say whatever I want and give an honest review? What about that was unclear? Like what? So I told him I'm not. I just one line. I'm not interested. Replied, deleted the email. No, I said no. You know why? Because I made it very clear. If you want to send me the table so I can use it, fine. But don't tell me what to say. Don't tell me how many stars to put on your freaking review. And don't be gimmicky. It's like, holy shit. If you want to work with me, then don't play games. I hate that. Okay. If anybody's watching this, any company, any potential sponsors, potential endorsers, whatever. If you got a product or a service that you want me to review or you want to work with me on, number one, don't tell me what to do. If you tell me what to do, I'm out. Number two, don't play games and don't have gimmicks. Don't try to trick people, okay? Those are the 2 requirements if you want to work with me, okay? That's it. I feel like maybe I'm being very demanding, I don't know. Maybe I'm hard to work with. But, I mean, I only have 2 rules. Don't tell me what to do, and don't be gimmicky. Don't be full of shit. Always Barbie. Hey, June will cut off your hair. I will. Oh my God. I will hand strip it, actually. I will get a hand stripping knife and I will yank all the hair. I will pluck all the hair off. I will pluck you bald, buddy. Could you imagine? I mean, we're in a business negotiation and the conversation's kind of going south real fast. And I pull out my stripping knife. I'm like, come here, you. End up in jail, and then like the other guys they're probably like, what you in here for? Well, I mean, I was having a business conversation and the guys just started being ridiculous. So I pulled out a little hand stripping knife, it's a dog grooming tool, and I went at his head and I started pulling his hair out. I mean, who knew they would call the cops? Anyways, Amanda Elizabeth, I couldn't agree more. Tell them, June. Melly D, yes, learn to say no. You should be challenging yourself always. But if you're truly uncomfortable, speak up. Exactly. Speak up if you're uncomfortable. Say no. Don't let anyone force you to do more dogs than you are. Exactly. And here's the thing. They make you feel guilty. They're like, oh, you got a bad attitude. Oh, you should have a can-do attitude. Where's your can-do attitude? It's like, fuck you talking about can-do attitude? I got 5 dogs over here. You trying to stick 3 more onto my schedule? Are you insane? Have you lost your mind? I already told you I'm at capacity. Why are you trying to put an extra dog on my schedule? So you can make more money, bitch? Melly D, I work in a private shop and only do 5 dogs a day, but my grooms are fantastic. Tooting my own horn. Yeah, at PetSmart, they wanted me to do 7. Exactly. I said, anybody that tells me to do more dogs than I'm comfortable with, I tell them to go fuck themselves. Straight up. I remember one lady, she was like, that dog is on your schedule. You have to do it. I was like, no, I don't. Why do I have to do it? Am I going to go to jail? Is there some law that says June has to groom this dog or it's illegal? Fuck you talking about? I'm not touching that dog. One time when I was in Utah even, this lady came from Russia. She was a U.S. delegate in Russia. She flew from Russia, used her vacation time, flew from Russia to Utah to come see me, paid for the entire day so that she would have one-on-one time with me for that whole day. And that was what was agreed. I already moved back down to Arizona. I drove up. I made a special trip back up to see people and put up with people that I hate and despise, just so that this YouTube subscriber of mine didn't feel like she was, you know, taken advantage of or something. So I drove back up from Arizona to Utah for that one day to spend with her. And here they put another dog on the and they're like, and this quote unquote new groomer that was supposed to take my place, she's sitting there just staring at me with this dog on the table, just waiting for me to come and help her with something. I was like, what? I just looked at her. I was like, what? I'm not touching that dog. I was like, this lady paid for the day. That's what she's getting. You know, you don't promise somebody that they're gonna have one-on-one time for the whole day and then put another dog on there and expect me to start working on that dog. You know, what the fuck? I despise dishonesty, especially when it's so obvious that it's for the money. It's just disgusting to me. Cheetah Karina, I am so bad at it. I am the literal catch-all as the bather right now. I'm working my ass off to get to the academy so I can get closer to leaving and starting my own business. Perfect. Because the worst feeling in the world is when you feel like I have to do this, but I can't. I have to do more dogs, but I can't. You know, I have to get this done, but I can't. That is the worst feeling. Whenever I start feeling that anxiety, I have to, but I can't. I just stop myself and I realize I don't have to do shit. And I don't have to. Anything that I do is because I choose to do it. And that's it. If I don't want to do it, I don't have to do it. Here's the thing. There are certain things like going to the gym. I don't want to do it, but I understand the consequences involved, right? If not to, and I know that by doing it, I will actually gain more pleasure afterwards than before. I know I'm going to feel better and happier for of myself by going through it and getting done with the gym. But before I go, of course I don't want to do it. So, I mean, I'm not saying don't do things that you don't want to do. I'm saying, like, don't do things that aren't good for you, like eating chocolate or something, eating a bunch of chocolate. Now I avoid it. I don't do it, and now I realize I don't really want to, because I don't want to ruin everything that I've built up so far. All the weeks of good diet, all the weeks of exercising and everything. I don't want to just have all that go to waste by eating Oreos chocolate pie. Um, let's see here. Melly D says you can do it. Learn what you can. Yeah, no matter what the situation, there's always some good to take out of it. And the thing is, you'll never really lose anything by getting a certificate. By completing the PetSmart school and safety and all that, and getting a certificate, it's not going to harm you in any way. Pudgester 95. I'm so glad I'm not the only person that doesn't mind if others don't like me or express dislike for someone else. So, because I wear my emotions on my sleeve all the time. I do too. Now I realize now. I've done it my whole life. I kind of like get this weird, uncomfortable, awkward expressions on my face because I'm not comfortable and I don't really like this person, but I'm trying to hide it. I'm trying to be nice, just to make sure everybody's comfortable. I don't want to make anybody else uncomfortable. I don't want to make the situation weird or tense. So I just try to, be nice and I just hate myself afterwards. I hate myself going home. I'm just like, oh, I don't like that person. So now when I don't like somebody, I make it very clear, obviously clear, with my body language, with my facial expressions. I don't even try to hide it, anything. If that person comes up to me and says, hey, do you have a problem? I'll say, yes, I do. You're it. Let's see here. Cheetah Karina, I definitely want to stay until I don't have any more questions. Any big questions? I should say I'm learning a ton about paperwork and setting boundaries. Exactly, setting boundaries, learning when to say no. Their standards have changed dramatically in the last year as well. Oh, that's interesting. I'm just reading fast because I'm trying to wrap it up. Like, man, I still want to make it to the gym tonight. David Forrest, you make me feel like a rock star. Dude, you are a rock star, David. Holy cow. Cheetah Karina, that's true that I've been writing in my journal more often. It is free therapy. It is. Oh my God. Your journal is your free therapy. It's like having your own personal psychiatrist, except you're cutting out the middleman. Instead of you laying on the couch talking, them writing it down, just cut that out. Now you're writing it down directly. Always Barbie. Will you cut your hair, Jan? I don't know. I guess I was thinking about it. I was thinking about cutting it. Like maybe, yeah, maybe I'll cut it. Why? Does it look weird, Barbie? Always Barbie. Do you not like it? Oh man. Wizard 100. Grooming isn't about speed. That's what gets dogs injured. Exactly. Because if you're crunched on time and you're a dishwasher, yeah, scrub faster. Yeah, speed it up because they're dishes. They don't care. You can even drop and crack one. I don't think anyone would care. Maybe the owner. Maybe they'll keep a mental note of it. But with dogs, it doesn't matter if you're strapped for time. Nature doesn't care about your schedule. You know, that's why sometimes certain things happen, a certain time of the year, they're blowing more coat, whatever. Sometimes a dog takes longer than I expect, and then it goes over. And I do contact the other appointment, of course, the whole time. I touch base with them. But then if I go over and it looks like I'm not able to get their dog groomed, then I just let them know, hey, I went over. This was the situation. I hope you understand, but I can't groom your dog today. We're gonna have to reschedule it. And if they have a fit and they say, no, they say no, the power of no. They say, no, that's not going to work, either today or nothing. I'll say, okay, perfect, nothing. And actually, I'm glad this whole situation happened because now you're exposed. Now I see the real you, and I don't want to work with someone like that, you know? Um, Most people are fine and happy and smile when you're pleasing them. When you're behaving in a way that pleases them, they approve of the way you're behaving, right? Then they're all nice and fine. As soon as you mess up, that's when you find the real person underneath. And sometimes it's the same person. They're still nice and they're still understanding and kind, and those are the people you want to work with. The people that expose themselves as overly harsh, overly critical, annoyed with you, not understanding or accepting, things like that. They're bitter, they're resentful, they're, you know, like that, when they expose themselves, when you see a little glimpse of that, whenever you make a mistake, when the pressure's on, you see what people are really like, believe them the first time, seriously, and then just say, hey, I don't want to work with someone like that. And they'll say, oh no, it must have been my hormones. I was having a bad day that day. I don't know what came over me. I don't know what came over you either, but I don't want to see it ever again. And I'll make sure I don't. Um, Betty Molina, I would love to be a groomer, but can't afford to pay that much. The thing is, Betty, if you have a dog, if you're a dog owner and you're brushing your dog or clipping their nails or checking their teeth or cleaning their ears, you're a groomer. That's grooming. I think every dog owner should consider themselves a dog groomer. You know, just like every parent grooms their child. You know, I hope I hope you check their hair and their nails every once in a while. Because you care about your children, right? Same thing with your dogs. Nicole, grooms by Nicole says, I used to be a power groomer. 10 to 15 dogs every day. Wow, 8 to 6. It's the worst way to groom. I would never go back to that. Exactly. First of all, you're wiped out. You're exhausted. You don't really feel rewarded. The clients don't really feel that thrilled or happy. The dogs don't really feel that happy. It's just, and you're just tired. It feels like you're just spinning your wheels for nothing. For what? And I remember every place I worked, they try to put more dogs on the schedule than I was comfortable with. And then when I wouldn't be able to do it, I go, I can only do 2 or 3 dogs instead of 5 or 6. They would make me feel bad. They would like laugh. They would make these little comments, these little stabbing comments, like I'm not a good groomer or something, like I'm not as good as them because I didn't do a dog fast enough. I was like, I don't care, because guess what? I could probably tell you every single one of their names. I can guarantee you not a single person that's going to watch this video, even now and even 10 years from now, when this video might have thousands of views by then. I bet you not a single person watching this video will recognize a single person's name that I call out, people that I used to work with that made fun of me for not grooming as fast as they do. And I'm not going to say their names, but because they might watch this. But all I'm saying is that if you say my name, more than likely somebody in the grooming industry will recognize it, or a pet parent, somewhere in the world. And I was made fun of for being the bad groomer because I was slow with dogs. Think about that. I thought long term. I went for impact. They went for paycheck. They went for the money. They went for short term gains. Short term gains, easy come, easy go, right? I went for the difficult, more rewarding path, And I'm not trying to say I'm better than them. I'm just saying I took a different path and it seemed to work out better for me. Who's laughing now? Um, Pudster95. I'm being self-taught by watching you and a few others on YouTube. Nice, nice. Nick Melody, Nicole, I would get crippled if I did that. Wizard 100. I did my first house call today. Wow, nice. On a dog that hadn't had a haircut in 2 years. Wow, 2 years. Owners weren't going to grooming because he was 15 and bites. Wow, dog didn't bite once and the whole thing was stressful. Wow. The proof is in the pudding. Wizard 100 says, even though he was very mad, it was infinitely better than working at the store. It makes me think I can leave Petco. Yeah, of course you can leave Petco. You can do whatever you want. Never allow yourself to tell yourself, I have to, but I can't, or I can't, and I have to. Never let yourself think these disempowering thoughts. If you feel that you want to stay at Petco right now because it makes the most sense, say that. I'm choosing to stay at Petco right now because it makes the most sense to do so. Don't say I have to stay here because that makes it sound like you have no choice. Always Barbie. June, are you a virgin? Yes, I am. I'm saving myself for the one. So I've never even kissed a girl in my entire life. So if the right one's out there, I'm kidding. I'm not a virgin. What? Shoot. Nikki Hammond retracted a message. Nikki Hammond, that hurts. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to put a message on there, just keep it on there so I can read it. I'm sorry I didn't get to it in time. You just retract it like that. That's how you want to live your life. You just want to... Cheetah Karina, that story about your mentor was just incredible. Way to stick it to them. Nikki Hammond. And I don't recommend that. I know that's not noble. To stick it to somebody, I know that is not noble of me. But man, it felt so good. Oh my God, I feel so ashamed that it felt so good. If you have not ever stuck it to someone before who you felt was deserving of it, if you've never done so before, try it just once to see if you like it or not. I mean, oh man, just Nikki Hammond, do you think shelters don't go for it over liability and not knowing the dog's well or grooming history? Not that it's a good reason in my eyes, just about, that too. And I think that's why someone has to take care of some sort of paperwork to cover the liability on their end. And these are all volunteers that have to make time to do that. So I think it's not so much that they don't want it. I think it's just more, who do you even assign to that? Which one of the volunteers would you assign that task to, that responsibility to? And then once you assign the task to someone, once you pick someone to do that, then that person now has to find some time out of everything else they were already doing to sit down and try to write up some sort of legal thing that would, clear them if anything happened. I don't know. It's just, I honestly think that it's a lack of resources. It's not that the rescue shelters don't want us to groom their dogs and they don't want to work with groomers. I think it's just a lack of resources and just a lack of someone being able, having the time, and the resources to do it. Cheetah Karina, I wonder if they already have a groomer. Vets must learn the basics. Yeah, and I hear a lot of rescues do just take them to the vets, and the vets usually have a groomer that shaves them down. Cheetah Karina, I'm hoping to do it for a local group. That is mostly through fosters. Okay, I'd have to meet them, but I would totally do it for free. Dog kisses and experience. Exactly. You do it for free until you can no longer do it for free. Meaning, people will no longer allow you to do it for free. Because that's literally what happened to me. People just would not allow me to not charge them. Um, Nikki Hammond, I work at a neighborhood group that deals with a lot of low income families, and we would totally have a groomer set up and do some dogs at low cost for free for families in need. Maybe try that. Okay, neighborhood group that deals with low. Okay, but maybe look for like yeah, like charity groups that help low income families, and maybe just see if they'd be willing to find out how many families have dogs. Yes, Nick. Yes, Cheetah Karina says thank you. I was thinking of doing pay what you can. Sure, some would take that advantage of it, but I'm okay with that. Maybe that is too broad. Yeah, and Cheetah Karina, here's the thing: before you go too overzealous, before you get overzealous, and get yourself in trouble like I do, um, Simon Sinek makes a really good point. You don't want to serve everyone because, again, like you said, some people take advantage of it. Not everybody is deserving of your service. And that was hard for me to swallow. It's hard for me to consider that not everybody's deserving of my service. It kind of made me feel even bad to consider that. But Simon Sinek is saying you don't even have the time to serve everyone, even if you wanted to. So what you want to do is you want to serve those who serve others. And I really like that formula. You don't serve everyone that needs it because everyone needs something. You don't serve people who need it. You serve people who deserve it because they serve others. And when that clicked for me, aha, I serve people who give great service to others. Even my celebrity clients, they're offering their talents to the world to create joy for people. They experience happiness and joy when they are able to experience my client's work, right? And so then they're being of service to millions of people all over the world, right? And I serve him. You know, I serve those who serve others. Um, Cheetah. Oh shoot, what is it? Oh my goodness, I better start wrapping this up. um, let's see. Nikki says no problem. I'm also thinking there is low income vet clinic in my area. There could also be a possible partner if you have something like that near. Yeah, and then here's the thing: in low income areas, especially find like a vet clinic that helps low income families and everything. Again, you're doing it for you. Don't do it just to help people, and just self-sacrifice always leads to resentment. And that's just the truth. I wish it wasn't that way, but the unfortunate truth is self-sacrifice always leads to resentment. I stayed together with your dad for you kids. I give up on my dreams for you. Look what everything I had to do for you. It always leads to resentment. It never ends up good. Well, so you don't want to self-sacrifice. But when you understand that, you want to serve those who serve others, well, that means that if you start serving these people in low income areas and you don't worry about the money and you're doing it, even though you may get taken advantage of by some people that don't really appreciate it, that don't really deserve it, you're doing it to be of service because you know that by being of service, now you are deserving of being served. You see, it's almost like a reverse to that formula. So if you're not really feeling like you're being served by many people and you're not really getting, the treatment that you want or the favors that you want, the opportunities you want from people, right? Maybe it's because you're not the type of person that is of service to others, that doesn't deserve it. So what do? To change that? Well, then you can start being of service to others. Well, because then as soon as you start becoming of service to others, now you become the kind of person who is deserving of that kind of service in return. You see what I'm saying? If I serve, if I only serve those who serve others, then I too must only look to be served when I am of service. I hope that makes sense. Um, LOL, I love this new swearing June. Drop this. Yeah, after I lost over 100 subscribers now, I was counting. I lost like 100 and almost 150 subscribers, right? After I started cursing and just, being myself. It was refreshing. I was like, you know what? Let them go. Let them all go. I was actually thinking if I get down to about 3,000 subscribers, lose 20,000 subscribers, and I get down to about 3,000 subscribers, I think I might even enjoy it more because I would be down to more of a core group, because I know for a fact all 23,000 subscribers, there's no possible way they like me. Not all of them. Most of them probably don't like me. So if I can lose all the people, offend everyone that I and like, this might sound bad, but I'm it's not like I'm trying to rub people the wrong way, but I'm not trying either anymore. Does that make sense? I'm not purposely going out of my way trying to offend people, but I'm not trying not to either, like I did before. Before, I spent so much energy and effort trying not to say the wrong things, trying not to offend people because I was afraid to lose subscribers. But here's the funny thing. Within a week, it didn't even take a whole week, I got more subscribers back now than I lost before. So who cares? David T. It's like owners forget most groomers work on commission. What do you mean I'm not working fast enough? You're not paying me hourly. You're paying me for the amount of work I do, not like I'm mollocking the clock. Yeah, exactly. And I remember one lady, she was like, you're only making $25 off that because, get 50% commission. It's like $50 groom for a little Shih Tzu, usually at typical shops. So she would be like, you're only making $25. I'm like, okay, let me deal with that. Why are you counting my money? I know I'm making $25 off this. I'll deal with that. If I'm okay with that, why is it bothering you? Shoot, you're not paying my bills. I wasn't paying them either. But still, I mean, I had to go through what I went through in order to gain the skills and sharpen my skills, and so I can be valuable, become the person I am now. Let's see here. Patty says, I finally bought a tripod. LOL. So Thursday, I'm going to try stream my groom with my mom's dog. Nice, Patty. I'm going to be on there criticizing. I'm going to be so critical. Mickey says, LOL, I retract my spelling errors. Oh my goodness, David T retracted a message. I don't care. I was kidding. Bargil or Bargil? Excuse me. I got let go from my job at PetSmart today. Oh wow, that might be the best thing that could have ever happened to you. Actually, I was trying to become a dog groomer for my bather position, but my salon leader said I was just not keeping up fast enough. Nice. Where can I go from here? Anywhere you like. You can keep jumping from salon to salon like I did, which looking back now is probably the best thing ever. Rather than staying at one salon for years, I kind of look back on it now like, even if I could go back in time, I would almost purposely jump from shop to shop, because jumping from shop to shop, staying in a shop for a few months, going to another shop, stay a few months, go to another shop, I think it's invaluable, because before you can get comfortable and settle into a style, boom, you're in another environment. You see all different groomers doing a completely different way than you saw at the other shop. And so you start to see all these different styles, all these different ways, and you start to, become like Bruce Lee, take a little bit from everything and make your own style. So, Bargill, I wouldn't even worry about it. I would look at this as a great opportunity to embark on your grooming journey. This is where it starts right now. Today is the beginning of your grooming journey. And who knows where it's going to take you. Given enough time and effort, there's really no telling where somebody can end up. You can end up with 23,000 subscribers, grooming for celebrities, and having people fly you out to all over the United States to groom their dogs for you. I still can't believe that's true. I can't believe that statement is true about me. I just made a true statement about myself, and it sounds incredible. Wow. I like my story so much, I just wanted to hear it again. Wow. Okay, Pauline, our favorite groomer. We'll be looking forward to watching you. Oh, Bargill, I am so sorry. No, Cheetah, what are you sorry for? This is the beginning of his new life. This is the beginning of his adventure, his story to tell. Oh my God, how exciting is this story? It's already, the way this movie starts, the way Bargill's movie is starting right now, he just got let go from Petco. He doesn't know where to do. He doesn't know where to go from here. His head is all in a weird space right now. He's scared. He's unsure. He's in a really weird place right now. What does he do? You got me hooked. I'm watching this movie. I want to see. I want to see what happens next. You know, be excited, Bargill. This is your adventure. This is your life. This is your movie. It begins right now. Believe in yourself. Hey, what's up, Lexi? Hi, June. Just got here. Nice, nice. Welcome. Barrios says PetSmart says I can go back and I am rehireable and I want to go back, but I'd like to prove to them I belong and get experience. But it's incredibly hard to be trained without thousands of dollars. I understand, but here's the thing. I believe in always looking forward, not going back, and that's why even with my mentor Ted Worley, who was incredibly generous to sit down with me every Monday at Panera Bread after I lost my business and help me out so incredibly. Like, it's unbelievable the generosity that he showed me with his time, his experiences, his knowledge and wisdom changed my life. But for years, I felt guilty. I felt like I have to find a way to repay him. I have to find a way to make him feel like it was worth it. It was worth his time to help me. But I realize now how immature that is, because life is not about paying back. Life is about paying forward. Move forward. Don't go back. You know, I used to tell my friends when we were in college, don't recycle girlfriends. And I know that sounds bad, but I really believed it. I really believed in not recycling your exes. You probably broke up for a good reason. You know, and I understand when you're married, it's a little bit different. So yeah, of course, I kept recycling them. Really, but I mean, what I'm saying though is, try not to revisit the past. If something didn't work out, if that chapter has closed, PetSmart has closed that door on you. Maybe that door has closed, and other doors will continue to close on you, because you're really meant for the room down the hall at the very end, the penthouse, the corner office. That's where you belong. And so these doors are all going to close. But again, you gotta keep trying, right? You gotta try every door, you know. But don't be surprised if they keep closing on you. Don't take it personally. Every closed door is leading you to the door that's gonna really make you happy. Let's see here. I feel good. Thanks, Molly. David T. Some vets offices that don't have groomers sometimes need to use vet techs to do certain shave downs. Yeah, I've heard of that. Might be more open to have volunteer. Okay. Sheeta Karina, go to the gym, June. Oh yeah, I think I missed it. I'll probably just go early in the morning. Thank you so much. I sincerely treasure your advice. Wow, thank you. Thank you, Chad. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night, Karina. Bargill says, David T, that's actually not a bad idea, though I do have a second job, so I can find some free time just to learn the basics first. Exactly. And it's really, grooming is about doing. You learn by doing. I mean, there's really no other way to learn how to groom. I personally, I don't think I think that it would be impossible for me, maybe not for you, but for me, it would be impossible to learn how to groom just by taking in information. Online courses, books, videos, they're all great. Yes, taking that knowledge, and it does help. But if I never applied it and I never got hands on with it, you know, apprentice, the word, I'm going to use my bandana. Okay, I'm not gonna put that back on my head. So the word apprentice comes from the root word apprende, like appendages. Like your hands, meaning literally learning with your hands. Apprentice, learning with your hands under a master. So when you're an apprentice, you're literally learning by doing. So grooming is just that kind of job, in my opinion. Let's see here. DVT, but they aren't going to go out looking for one. They already have a running business as, as is. But a partnership can be made. It's up to you to find what you're looking for to better for yourself. Exactly. Catherine Hermanson. Now I don't feel so bad letting my puppy have less than perfect groom because my groomer is getting back up to speed. LOL. She's so good with puppy. I'll take less than perfect for happy puppy. Exactly. David T. That's my specialty, Catherine, is handling a wild, crazy puppy and just keeping them happy throughout usually ends up in them being completely zen and chill out when I'm done with them. Exactly. And sleeping on the table. Sometimes I've had people accuse me of drugging the dogs. They tell me that I see it in the comments. Some people even send me a message asking like, "What's wrong with the dogs?" I'm like, "They're sleeping. They're relaxed. What are you talking about? What's wrong with them?" They're like, one person was saying that I was giving them Xanax or something. I was like, "Trust me, if I could afford Xanax, I'm not giving it to the dogs. I mean, why would I wait? Why would I waste a high on the dog? They don't know how to enjoy it." I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Am I? So Bargill says, "Oh man, thanks for the motivation, June. I had a downer of a day today. After that, but I'll keep pushing and trying." Exactly. Oh my God, some of the best movies are like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like I forget that one movie where he wakes up he's got all this stubble. He's alcohol bottles. Just stuff all the food. Like crumbled up a brown paper bag on the floor. His life is a wreck. You can tell something happened, right? He lost his wife and all this stuff. His life is in shambles. That's where the movie starts, and you see him rising up, and rising to the challenge, right? And overcoming the obstacles. And that's what makes such a great movie, right? If I saw a movie, the story of Bargill, or I hope I'm saying that right, but let's just say the story of Bargill. Bargill started working at PetSmart because he wanted to be a groomer. He had dreams of being a great dog groomer and really having a fulfilling dog grooming career. He started at PetSmart. He aced their training program. He became team leader, salon leader, salon manager. He worked up the ranks, and then soon they promoted him to corporate office. And then he started making training manuals, and he started, traveling around as the corporate trainer. And then he worked up his way to VP. He was the vice president of PetSmart, and now he's a multimillionaire, and he's living a great life. He has a beautiful wife. His children are happy, smarter than your children. They actually go to Ivy League college now, and they're always smiling. Nothing ever bad happens to them. They've not had a single challenge in their entire life. Everything was perfect. The end. I would demand my money back. I would be so upset with that movie. I would demand my money back. I would write the producers of the studios. I'd be like, "Have you lost your mind? Who would want to watch a movie like that? That's not interesting. That's not a story. That's a fucking fairy tale. Um, it's not real life. It doesn't inspire anybody." Okay. Wow, all these comments. Holy shoot. Okay. No. I'm catching up. Okay, David T. June is at the gym already. He's working out his head. Looking how big. Look at how big it's getting. Yeah, exactly right. Like that sea lion at the Georgia Aquarium, doing all those tricks. Or kids, look at him show off. Look at you show off. That's for you, David T. David T down there. Look at June, that show off. Look at him showing off. That's right, David. That's why people came to see me show off. That's the point. Jay Chung, best of luck, everybody. Till next time. Bye, Jay Chung. Seriously, thank you so much for that bit of advice to treat myself like my own best friend. Thank you so much. That really resonated with me. Mama J, yes, pay it forward. I put off my dream of grooming other dogs in need. Open up my home to disabled kids. Life is so inspiring when you let it flow. Amazing. Because yeah, who says grooming dogs is the only way to do any good in this world, right? Of course, disabled children. David T, lit wouldn't fit your head anyways. Need a bigger bandana anyway, June. Oh, you keep setting these up for me, June. I guess so. I mean, you know what though? David T, I get your sense of humor, and because that was my sense of humor for the longest time. I think that's why people said that I wasn't funny, because I really was trying to be funny, and I just wanted to lighten the mood and get people to laugh. But sometimes when the joke feels like it could hurt someone's feeling, when a joke is putting someone down, even if it's a joke, unless you know for sure that that person is okay with it. But even then, sometimes the other people that hear someone teasing. Because okay, so here's what I would do. My best friends would get the worst treatments. And really, I mean, when I was in high school, I'd be like, "Hey, motherfucker," that's just how I would talk to them. And it was a joke, of course. But then I would say something about how ugly they were. Maybe because I felt so ugly, right? And then and I could tell sometimes they wouldn't like it. It would make them feel uncomfortable, especially when other people would laugh, and I just put them down, and other people would laugh. It would make them. I could tell I kind of hurt their feeling, and it would make me feel bad a little bit. So here's the best kinds of jokes. The best kinds of jokes are the ones that make people look good, that make people look better than you, or the jokes that make you look bad, or you're saying something that's so ridiculous that even though it may seem like you're being boastful, the ridiculousness of that statement has to be so obvious that it is funny. But the joke, you want to do no harm. And I'm only saying this, David, because I like you. And I feel like sometimes your jokes, they could be misinterpreted because of the biting nature, because of the stinging nature sometimes of what is said. Because honestly, at this point, I struggle with trying not to have a big head because I even the bartender last night, I even asked her, I was like, I'm not used to this. I was like, I've never had women like this come on to me like that. And I was like, I never had a woman offer me her cell phone number. And I asked her, like, what do I do? I don't even know. I was like, I'm being honest with you. And she laughed. She laughed as if I was using a pickup line on her or something. And I was like, I'm serious. I was like, I'm serious. Like, I don't know what to do. And she was like, just throw it away. She's like, I do it all the time. And I cracked up. I laughed so hard. To me, that didn't even occur to me. Like, I don't have to call her. She gave me her number though, but anyways, it's already something that, like I'm thinking like, oh, am I being big-headed? I want to be careful. I want to try not to be, boastful or egotistical or arrogant. But then, and the thing is like, that's the situation. And then that the those kind of jokes, oh, look at his head getting so big, look at him. I'll be honest with you. I do laugh and I joke back with you because I like you. But honestly, I don't really like the joke. I didn't like the joke either when you were saying how you were making fun of my hair and how Gandhi is so much better looking, and then, like I couldn't pick up a girl if I wanted to, and all this stuff. Again, I've never had women come on to me or look at me as if I was attractive or pay me any attention. If, in fact, I've had women reject me my whole life. I just was used to that. And so, yeah, it did hurt my feelings a little bit. I'll just be honest with you, David. So if I could give you a little bit of advice, because I know you're trying to be funny, the best way to make jokes and have everybody laugh with you is to make jokes that are uplifting, not putting anyone down. And I hope that helps. And you can continue joking the way you are. You can take my advice and say, whatever, June, go fuck yourself. And I will. I literally will go and fuck myself tonight because I enjoy it. But like all I'm saying is that I think that we could get along better if I enjoyed your jokes more. Burgirl says, I have a dog as well, so it could be good training to torture experiment on her. LOL. I have a prior dog daycare experience too, so I can handle dogs pretty well. I think this will work. David T says, don't think it'll work. No, it'll work. I like that. Vargo says, IDK, I don't know how it'll work training on my dog since she's a Shiba. Oh my God, Shibas, you got your hands full. She grooms herself, so maybe I can learn something from her. LOL. Shiba Inus, oh my God, they're just notorious at being howlers and just, very uncooperative for the grooming experience because they're just very strong-willed. Ah, ah, that's a Shiba Inu. Mama J, June, you have a great aura these days. You get back to what you get back what you're putting out. And I know that to be true. I believe that seriously, that you get what you put out, which is why I am trying my very best not to put out any negativity. And I know that I slip up and I make mistakes and I fail at that sometimes. And I do put out some negativity because I'm human and I mess up a lot, probably more so than other humans. But And that's why when bad things happen, when challenges and obstacles show up out of nowhere during the day and it trips me up, I just remind myself, I'm probably getting back stuff I put out there already, you know? And so I just accept it and I deal with it and I ask myself better questions and I take inspired action. And that way, even though I may be experiencing some negativity that I already put out there, so I'm getting it back, even though I am experiencing that negativity, I can change my future experience by not adding to the negativity, just accepting the negativity, absorbing it, not, going back and forth and ping ponging back, volleying back with it. Just accept it because I don't want to play that game, you know, and then, just clear it, like and then just start putting out more positive. Okay, so this is a situation right now. I don't like it. Okay, well, what can I change the situation right now? No, I can't. The circumstances are what they are. Well, then I'm just gonna accept the situation, see it for what it is, and try to find options. Right? Ask myself better questions. What can I do? What are my options? Then I'm gonna start taking inspired action. Right? And by doing that, okay, let's see here. I don't want to get too carried away. Our favorite girl, Patty, says sometimes his jokes can go overboard and can be confusing to new viewers. Yeah, Patty, that's what I'm saying. And I'm only saying this to David because I actually do care. If I didn't care about you, David, I wouldn't even say anything. I would just say, haha, and I would move on to the next comment. Seriously, I wouldn't even touch it. It's because I can feel that you're a good guy and you don't mean to hurt my feelings. That's why I'm letting you know you're actually hurting my feelings. And I'm trying to hide it and cover it up by joking back with you. But honestly, it makes me want to pull away from you. It makes me want to retract. And it makes me uninterested in you. And I'm just being honest. David T, uh, honesty appreciated. It does show your sensitivity at times when you mention it, but you do try to lighten the mood yourself with certain comments, and that might just be your way of communicating as well. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the mood light. I'm trying not to get in a verbal confrontation with you because yeah, some of those jokes, I'm like, was that necessary? You know, was it necessary to say that to get a laugh? Was that laugh that important to call me big headed? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I would have called somebody big headed to get a laugh. Bargill says, oh, yes, they're overly dramatic, drama kings, queens, and turn any salon into a murder factory. You can't even trim their nails without the possibility of, oh, okay, yeah, the Shiba Inus, exactly. But they're my favorite breed. Yeah, they're beautiful. Shiba Inus, like some of the most beautiful dogs out there. David T. I will be more mindful of this because that is definitely not a feeling I would be wanting to give to anybody out there. Exactly. And David T, I'm only saying this because a lot of people do care about me. They've expressed it, and I know that now. People from all over the world, they care about me a lot. And when they see those comments and they see that you're a new subscriber and they don't really know you that well, it may cause them to dislike you for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not that kind of guy. You're not an intentionally hurtful person. It just comes across that way in your jokes. Mama J, I think it's great. You are excited for your new experience in life that you put out there. Thank you. Thank you, Mama J. Perfect. So that is the last comment. I caught up with everything. And yeah, I mean, I'm so happy that I can just be myself now. I can be honest with you guys and everybody's happy with it. You know, I feel more relaxed. I feel more myself. I feel more comfortable, you know, and I literally thought that people would hate me if I started dropping F-bombs. You know, I realized if I have to be this careful guy that's careful about everything I do and say just in order to keep this image, do I really want that? Do I really want to live my life like that and feel like a fraud inside? Fuck that. Bargill, you've earned a new sub from me. Wow, awesome. Thanks so much for the motivation for my new start. PetSmart was my best and favorite job so far, and it just sucks to have what happened happen. Exactly. I never thought I'd ever be grooming dogs since I'm a nerd. I'm a nerd. What's wrong with that? since I'm a nerd and was aiming at building computers for a living. What a weird twist. You know what? That's a really interesting idea because I was actually thinking with these robotic arms, distance surgeries, they're building robotic arms that that are so precise. They have the precision of a surgeon. A surgeon from across the world can operate these robot hands and literally perform surgery on somebody across the world. So, I mean, maybe that's something that you could look into for dog grooming, Vargo. Maybe be the one that makes these robotic arms and so I can groom a dog over in Brazil or something, from here in Atlanta. That'd be pretty cool. Mama J, yeah, that's cool surgery, crazy stuff. I mean, we're living in the future. Everything's possible now. Nothing is impossible. Even the word itself, the word spells I'm possible. Yes, perfect. Anyways, you know what? It's almost midnight. I think I still have time. I'm gonna go hit the gym, work out these muscles. I gotta stay sexy for the ladies. Know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'll see you guys. Oh, Bargo says, man, that requires programming, and I'm absolutely horrible at math. I'm gonna pass on that one. Hard pass for me, bro. Mama J, good night. Good night. I'm gonna go hit the gym. It is chest day for me. Gotta work out these boobies, these man boobs. Get them down to a A cup. You know what I'm saying? I was rocking a D cup earlier. Anyways, I'll see you guys.